What's going on, my ninjas? I just finished watching the last Naruto the movie, and before I start, let me clear up a few questions that have been asked of me since my unboxing yesterday. Now, some people have asked, like, is it dubbed? Yes, it is dubbed, but you can switch it to Japanese with the English subtitles, which is what I did because it wouldn't feel right, because I've always watched Naruto in, Japanese, and also where I got it from. So people have been asking for links. Now, all you have to do is go to Amazon, that's where I got it, and just type in the last Naruto the movie, and it'll pop right up. It's like $25. It was like that because I pre-ordered it. I don't know how much it is now, I'm sorry. But anyway, on to the actual review. Now, I can understand why some people dislike this movie, because I've been hearing a lot of complaints about there's not that much action and whatnot, which is true, but this movie never promised action. Like, when it was first announced, one of the main headlines was it's going to be like a love story, which hasn't been done. So the fact that people are downing it because of that is crazy to me, because people are they're asking for stuff that was never promised, if that makes any sense. But personally, I love this movie, man. Just seeing Naruto and Hinata's relationship developed, because in a lot of anime, when characters get together, like for example Goku and Chi-Chi, there are a few episodes of feels and showing how they got together and whatnot, but this movie took the time to show us, like, when Hinata first started feeling for Naruto, and then when Naruto first started being like, maybe she's not half bad, and then showing how both of them, how their feelings evolve towards another, and ultimately to marriage, and then ultimately to kids. That's crazy, man. Not many anime take the time and actually, show us the development of two characters' relationships, and that's why I think I like this movie, and that's why I like Naruto and Hinata as a couple more than almost any other anime. I guess Sword Art Online did that, but I mean, this is different, man. They've been knowing each other since they were kids, so this movie gets a big thumbs up for me, and that just makes it a little bit more relatable, because like how Naruto was oblivious to the fact that Hinata digged him for the longest, and even afterwards he was still an idiot till the beginning of this movie, and then he finally wisened up thanks to Sakura. But like I said, it's just more relatable, and this coupling, I just love how this movie has shown us exactly how they have evolved in terms of their love for one another. But usually I don't like mushy stuff, like I'm not a big chick flick kind of guy, but this movie did it so well. Like it spaced out the action and then the love stuff, and like the ending with Naruto used that like Rasengan boost, wherever the hell that came from, and the moonshot and the kiss, that was a perfect way to end the movie. And then seeing Boruto and Himawari after the credits, I was like, oh man, this movie is tugging on the heartstrings, man. But let's talk about Toneri Asutsuki. Now, there have been a lot of complaints about him as well, because ever since Kaguya appeared in the manga, everybody was like, oh, Asutsuki this, Asutsuki that, like Naruto's villains from now on are going to all be Atsutskis. And I can kind of understand the fear in that, but I like Toneri's character. I just love how he has no family. He's been shut in this palace with like animated marionettes for what it seems like almost his whole life, and he has the traits of a psychopath. Like, just imagine talking to marionettes for years and years, and his character kind of displays that in a pretty cool way. Like how when he forced Hinata to come to his palace, how like he was already talking to her like they've been married for years, like, can you please make me a scarf, it will mean a lot to me. And just like how he told her to shut the fuck up and start eating and stuff like that. Like, he's really a psychopath, and I really like that in my villains. He's not just some guy who was told this thing and just believed it. I mean, he kind of is, like with the Hamura thing, but I mean, he's been by himself. He's had a lot of time to contemplate this, and he's, he probably has talked to himself and talked to marionettes and pretended to have many conversations about this, and ultimately decided to go with this plan. So like I said, I like that in my characters, a little bit of crazy. And as far as his abilities go, I love his chakra form, or if you would even call that a chakra form at the end, the green thing with the horn. He looked fucking badass, and the Tensagon is dope. A lot of people have asked me, do I think Boruto is going to get the Tensagon? Now, I did not know what that was until I watched this movie today, But all I have to say is that'll be pretty fucking cool if he did. Another complaint that I hear a lot is the fact that there's not much action, like I said before, but what action that was there was fights between like Naruto and the gang versus like marionettes and meteorites, and that was it. The only other fight or ninja to ninja combat was Naruto versus Toneri, which I can understand why that would upset some people, but like I said, this movie never promised to be like an epic fighting movie or anything like that. But the Toneri versus Naruto, or Naruto versus Toneri, was epic. I loved how he just moved his chakra mode into his hand and deflected Toneri's attack, and that golden punch, the ground shook, like part of the moon exploded. That really reminded me of the Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, like Naruto versus Toby at the end when he punched the shit out of him and broke his mask. I love that punch, and it was epic as hell here too. I think the fight should have ended right there, but then Toneri turned into this bubbly eye mess. I'm like, why is this even here? I was like, ugh. Like, that part of the movie I didn't like. Like, it just looked so stupid and so dumb, but you could tell that he was desperate. And let's talk about my man Naruto's development. I mean, that golden Rasengan, golden Rasen Shuriken, golden planetary Rasengan. I'm like, man. And then he could make all of this without clones now. Like, a Rasen Shuriken just popping up in his hand in like literally 2 or 3 seconds is crazy, man. Because if you just remember, just think back to how much he had to train to master that and how long it took him to get it down and to even throw it. He doesn't even have to be in Sage mode to throw it anymore. I mean, that's the case in like the Shippuden episodes now, but still, I think that's pretty fucking awesome. But the biggest thing that impressed me with Naruto has to be the fact that he can be in chakra mode or Biju mode and spawn a Kurama clone. Like, Kurama was over there fighting that big Hamura statue thing, and then Naruto was still fighting in Biju mode, like both at the same time. Naruto is OP as shit. But the real question is, how many times can one scarf be destroyed in one movie? I was like, damn, like Hinata made it, and then it got torn when she got kidnapped by Toneri. It was made again, and then it was burned by Toneri. Then it was made again, and then it was burst in Toneri's hand. I was like, damn. Rest in peace, Scarf. But there were some inconsistencies with this movie that I did not like. Most of it, like over 90% of it, was enjoyable and amazing to me. But just a few things that were kind of unexplained to me. Like, you guys may understand what happened, but like when Toneri put that thing in Hinata's boobs and she pretty much was being controlled by him, and then Naruto stuck his golden hand in there and took it out. Like, how? Like, when was that a thing? Like, and Naruto did it, like we were supposed to know that he could do that. I'm like, I didn't know Naruto can do that. And then, like, at the end with the big love scene in front of the moon, like when the scarf just magically remade itself because the power of love, I guess, I was like, oh, come on. I mean, it was a beautiful scene, don't get me wrong. I fucking loved it. How they were running, and then it just showed them ultimately to when they were like little kids. That was a beautiful fucking scene. But the scarf just regrowing like that, I'm like, what? And also, there was this one part where Naruto finally met up with Hinata, and Toneri took her down to like some elevator looking thing, and then Naruto ran up to this marionette, and then he just yelled, move, and then the marionette just collapsed. I'm like, what happened there? Like, really, what the fuck happened there? I rewound that part a few times and I could not tell what happened. It looked like he did some Luffy, like some Conqueror's hockey shit. I'm like, why did that thing just collapse? Because Naruto yelled move. They must have sensed his boner to get Hinata, and it was like, you know what, dog? I'm just gonna let you pass. But I really, really dig the concept that Hamura is like a shinobi of the moon and Hagoromo is a shinobi of the earth. Like, they both had their thing going with their own clans, and ultimately I guess you could say Hagoromo's prospered because people are still alive down there. And I can understand how people stuck on the moon away from the earth can kind of misconstrue Hamura's message and want to destroy the earth. So I thought that was a pretty cool aspect, and we finally got to see Hamura himself speak. He looks kind of withered. He looked like, when he was really old, he looked like he was fucked up. He looked like the kind of guy you would see under a bridge or something. You know, that sounded kind of fucked up, but it's true. Hamura looked like he's down on his luck, man. And it was also cool to see some other characters that don't get that much shine get some action. Like, I love seeing Lee and the gang just cutting in half that meteorite. We got Sai going in, Shikamaru, Ino. It was epic. And also small things that people may have overlooked. Like, I love how Ino is wearing the thing on her head that her dad had so she can communicate with everyone. I think that's pretty cool. And how Shikamaru is like the tactician ever since his father passed. I just think like the Wheel of Fire being passed on like that is epic. And also Naruto being like a celebrity at the beginning of the movie was pretty cool to see. Like, he saved the village from pain, he saved the world in the war, and now he saved the world again. So I hope at the beginning of the Boruto movie is something like that. Like, he's even more of a celebrity now because he had all those ninja chicks on his dick at the beginning. Like, that shit was hilarious. And just seeing Hinata all flustered and seeing the scarf that his mom made him make her feel uncomfortable because she made him a scarf. She's like, oh, my scarf is worthless, like some other chick gave him his scarf or whatever. So, but like I said, I really enjoyed seeing Naruto and Hinata's like growth in this movie, because like I said, not many anime take the time to do that. One thing that sucks, my man Sasuke, every second he was on the screen was epic. Like, it was a few silhouettes, and that one shot where Hinata's father, I believe, collapsed, and then he walked up behind him, and then like the meteorite shot over his face, and the light from the meteorite just like lit it up just long enough for us to see that it was Sasuke. And when he saved the Kakashi, I guess, from that huge meteorite, said some epic shit, and then bounced. It sucks that he was literally on the screen throughout the entire movie for only maybe like 2 minutes at most. But hopefully, well, it's obvious the Boruto movie is going to kind of remedy that. But Sasuke-kun is awesome, man. I love how he says that my boy Naruto is gone, so I'm going to help out here. You know, why not? But my favorite thing about this movie when it comes to Naruto and Hinata has to be the fact that we know that in chapters 699 and 700, we know that we got the confirmation that Naruto hooked up with Hinata, and they really could have left it to that. Like, we know they had kids, we know they ultimately fell in love, and etc, etc. But the fact that this movie takes time to kind of show us exactly how that happened, it just really gets my thumbs up for that. But it does suck that the only enemies we did encounter were marionettes and ultimately Toneri and meteorites. But I mean, like I said, it never promised to be more than a romance movie. So for a romance movie to have this much action and to break up all the mushy-gushy love stuff with action and then back to mushy-gushy stuff and over, I think that's pretty damn impressive, because a lot of romance movies are just romance throughout the thing. Like, you know, the guy gets with the girl, they break up and then get back together again, which kind of happened because Naruto took her going with Toneri as a breakup. Like, my man Naruto was down in the dumps, man, and they did get back together at the end, but you know what I mean. But as crazy as Toneri is, I really hope he does come to Earth one day. Maybe he helps out in the future movie, like he comes in and does some epic shit. I don't know if he would still have that chakra mode since his Tensagon is gone, but I would love to see him again. He's pretty cool. Like, I love his design. I don't know, it's just something about how crazy he is, and you can really see that with that Byakugan eyeball scene, like when all of them was covering him. It looked disgusting, but he let his crazy out then. But tell me what you guys thought about this movie, NARUHINA, for the M and F'ing win, dog. I am sorry, Narusaku fans, but Hinata won, man. I'm so glad she got what she wanted. I'm glad that he got what he wanted. I love the scenes where it kept referring back to back in the day when they were asked, like, who would you be with if the world was going to end? And Naruto's answer changed to Hinata at the end, of course. How he says that he'll be with her forever and ever and all that mushy stuff. It was great, man. Like, I really loved it. But tell me what you guys thought down below. And if you are able to come to Columbus, Georgia on October 10th, at 1 p.m. is when the Boruto movie starts. I would love to hang out with you guys and watch the movie together. It's going to be so fun. Anyway, this has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.